So I need to add text here, right, on top here, and I have a great place for text right here, okay? And to add text, I'm going to use the text tool, which is right here. It's actually four tools if we look at this. We have the horizontal text tool, which I'm going to use and use most often. We have vertical type text. We have vertical mask, where we can actually mask out things and like make text out of this rest layer if we wanted to, right? But that's not what we want. What we want is the horizontal text tool right here, okay? And I am going to go ahead and click right here. And when I click, a couple of things happen. Number one, text is in there. It's super small because it's 9 points, right? But this character panel opens up, right? Where we can start doing adjustments, where we can have the type of font, we have the face of the font, the size, things like that, right? So like right now, if I do this, I can actually like click on the side here and bring this up, and I can totally do this. And this kind of gives us a like what this font's going to look like, right? If we want to change the font, we can go down here and we can look at all these types of fonts, right, that we could use, which is great. But you know what? I'm just going to keep with Arial, just to kind of keep things simple. Okay, and this is what I want right here. So I am going to now type in the text I want, which is just Joplin, Joplin, right? And here it is. This is good, and I am happy. So I like Joplin. I have it in all text, all caps, which is fine. So you can see I also have this up here where I can change this stuff as well. Okay, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and make this bigger while I'm at it. Here we go. And I have these smart guides here that's gonna help me, this pink line, that will help me center this whole thing, which is good. And I'm gonna lower it a little bit. Great. So here's Joplin. So here's the text. I don't have to rename the text name because it pops up there, and that's good. So this is how you enter text, and you can enter this multiple times. For some reason, I have a lot of students that actually draw text boxes, right? Where you go in here, it's like this is where I'm going to put in Joplin. There's no need to do that. That's going to limit your space. I find it better to actually draw your text in. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. Yes. To type your text in and move it where you want and change the size that way. Whereas a text box will really limit your area, right? Anyway, so we have this text here. We can move the layer. But what we can also do is do the layer styles, which is what you have to do for this project as well. I like using layer styles on the text because it can help make it jump out. So I'm going to go ahead and click on here. And here are the layer styles where we can do all this stuff. When we do that by double clicking on this layer. So I'm going to do this again, right? Where I double click on here. And here are the layer styles, right? And this is where we can do things like stroke. Even though we got a black stroke on here, let me change this to a red stroke. And you can see what's going on where we have an outline, right? This is terrible for so many reasons. Please don't do that. Okay, that's just bad design. But what we can do is other things. So I'm going to actually zoom in closer to this, and we can see what's going on here. So something we can do here, which is nice, is we can do like bevel and emboss. That gives us this kind of fun looking feel, right? We can do contour if we want. And with all these, they have different ways of adjusting where we can do like inner bevel, we can do outer bevel, we can do emboss, right? But let's just do inner bevel, and we can do the depth, or we can have it go deeper, less, we can size it up, size it down, right? And it gives it kind of this kind of cutout feel. We have different contours that we can have this look like, right? This is all kind of designed to get the design that you want. I'm just going to keep it like this, and this is going to help to have this stand out a little bit. Okay. And of course, we can always take this on and off. This is something that sticks on, which is kind of nice. Something else I'm going to do is I am going to give this a little bit of a outer glow, right? Because we can do a drop shadow, which is pretty popular. But as soon as I do a drop shadow, which is right here, as you can see, it's going to make it murky and make it harder to see. We got to be careful about this. And why is it making it harder to see? Is because we have black letters. Now, if our letters were white, a drop shadow would be nice. This is that contrast that I talked about in the lectures, right? So in order to get the contrast, actually an outer glow would be better. Okay. As you can see with an outer glow, I'm going to go ahead and actually change this more to a white outer glow, and that's going to make it really pop out, right? But that's a little intense, right? So I can take the size down maybe a little bit, right? I can take the opacity down quite a bit, and I can just get it to like a hint of an outer glow, right? Something like that is actually looking kind of nice. That might even be a little much. Let's try that. There we go. Just a little hint where you don't even notice it. In fact, it almost looks like it's the light that's coming from the poster itself. And that's going to help with the tie-in even more, right? Outer glow. Without it, with it. Right? This is all kind of part of the design that you are wanting to go for and that I want you to think about, right? Remember that when you add design, you have to have a reason for it, right? You always have to have a reason for design.